What's up, folks? We're gonna be winging it. Anyways, today I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what do we want to do on videos? Well, why not show you what I do when I watch movies or YouTube videos or whatever? What I'd like to do is get some ammo. In this case today it's 22 long rifle, and I like to grab a bunch of mags and load them. That's correct. So, we are going to load magazines and have a chat. But I figured, a good thing to do while loading this today was we'd go ahead and start talking about just some of the ways you can get a little more efficient. So I've been doing management stuff in retail for over 10 years now. Time flies when you're having fun. And one of the things that studied a lot, had some good mentors in my life and taught me a lot about management, leadership, servant leadership, just business stuff, investing, all those things, like long-term stuff. And one of the things that they really helped me with was also understanding the importance of being able to just maximize your time. So like, while I enjoy watching a movie, or particularly if it's a rewatch, like if it's a first time movie or something, I'm probably gonna just focus on enjoying the movie, and actually watch it and give it my full attention. But if it's like a rewatch, or like let's say I'm just listening to a podcast or maybe an audiobook with like Audible and stuff like that, which I love doing that as well. That being said, if you haven't checked out 1 Second After, it's a fun one. Whoops. We'll put loaded ones there. Keep going. But you see how easy these are to load, by the way? I'm always talking about getting using the M&P 1522s because it's so much easier to load than the ones that come with the CMMG kit. I don't know why CMMG doesn't do a better job with that, but probably just make the kit more expensive too. So, but whatever. Anyways, back to it. Whole point is I can go ahead and take downtime. So like I like to, instead of just like taking a shower, like unless I can take a shower to relax, I guess, but like while I'm cleaning up, shaving, showering, all that stuff, why not listen to the podcast? Why not listen to audiobooks, leadership development, all the different stuff, whatever it is that you're interested in, but also stuff that'll help you to grow, or to just get better at things. So, whoops, I'm having a tough time. Oh well, we'll pick up all those afterwards. Anything that jumps out. So I would highly encourage people to consider that. And yeah, I don't go 24/7 nonstop, with efficiency. That'd probably be a little bit stressful and maybe even boring in some ways. For me, I don't think it would for me as much. I do quite a bit of learning and stuff at the same time, just because I enjoy learning about different things. Like this morning I'm getting ready for work and I listened to a video talking about why are speed limits the way they are and why are roads designed the way they are and stuff, just because I don't know, maybe I'm nerdy. That's the way that I like to learn random stuff like that, and I think it's fun. So point is, instead of me just sitting here and watching the video, which sometimes, yes, like, don't get me wrong, there's something nice about just relaxing and just, chilling. But I've only got so many hours on this earth, and as much as people don't like hearing this a lot of the time, let's say you live to be 90 years old, if you haven't thought about this before. So let's say you live to be 90. Well, let's say you average sleeping 8 hours a night. You see where this is going? Then you slept for 30 years. 30. That's a long time to sleep. Now, that being said, if you don't sleep enough, you might not make it to 90. If you sleep too much, you also might not make it to 90, honestly. But, there's a balance there, and I don't worry about all that stuff, but it does keep me aware of, like, how much time do I really waste, like on just, by myself, not building relationships, not enjoying company of other people, just whatever, like So, and then also, like, how much time does it take you to eat each day and like on your own, just to eat, brush your teeth, get dressed, shower, shave, all these things, cut your hair. I mean, like, there's so many things. Obviously, you're not doing these things every day. Like, some of them, yes. But point is, like, I want to get, like, I want to take dead time and replace it with the things that, like, yeah, I enjoy, but also things that maybe I don't enjoy as much. Like, maybe there's certain books I need to read just so I can be able to be a better leader in my job, or maybe I can be able to be a better shooter, like, and maybe I'm interested in things, but whether I am or not, like, if it's helping me grow, like, sometimes I just feel like I really want to watch something that's gonna, that I'm interested in, so maybe it's, maybe I'm watching Lucas with T-Rex arms, or on how to be able to do better drills or something like that, or how to improve, like, speed and getting on sight, quicker, like, or on target quicker, so, with my sight. So, I don't know, like, but maybe there's another video I need to watch, like, that would just help me in general preparation, something else, and maybe it's not the most interesting thing to me, but I still need to go ahead and make the time and do it. I'd rather do that during times, like, videos I can listen to, like Ben Shapiro and whatnot, now Steven Crowder, I like to watch his, because, there's a lot of visual entertainment there that's just fun, since he's a comedian. But Ben Shapiro, I don't really need to watch most of the time. I can listen to 90+% of his stuff and get basically the same experience out of it, which I appreciate. Like, it's nice to have some things that you like to watch that are not requiring you to actually watch them. You can actually get away with the podcast stuff or whatever, and still enjoy it. So, anyways, I think that's beat that up pretty good. And as we're talking right now, I'm not loading super fast or anything like that. I'm just chatting and loading. We've loaded 100 rounds of 22. I got 300 to go total, so 200 more. So, moving on from that, I just thought, like, we could chat while I'm loading ammo. And once again, this is a good example, I think. Like, I need to make a YouTube video. I wanted to share this idea with you about, like, hey, no reason. I'm sure, people who are into the gun stuff probably already know this, like, load ammo while you watch movies, listen to shows, different other stuff, because, I mean, like, the other day I was loading, like, 600 rounds of 5.56. Your hands get a little tired, too, so you might want a longer show for that one. But, that being said, there's downtime in other spots. People are like, oh, it takes so long to load, like, well, it can take a little while, but at the same time, I can save a lot of money doing this instead of having to get fancier stuff for loading. And, now if you got plenty of money, you can probably just pay someone to load it, be like, here, load all these for me, but anyways, so let's see, what else would be fun to talk about. We've going over, even though this channel is not meant to be focused on this, I just want to make videos that I'm interested in. My late interest, of course, has been going back over, just gear, like a lot of gun stuff lately, of course, which is always fun. And, like a little bit of frustration about some of the politics going on. That stuff's, I mean, that's always, I think that's constant in the world, like you always got selfish people looking for, I mean, I think everyone inherently starts out selfish, but, looking for, what's in it for them, and if they can go ahead and, whether it's, make a name for themselves, a legacy, or change something for their family, like, some things are nicer and more altruistic than others. Altruistic, don't use that one too often. Some of that homeschool vocab coming out. Let's see. There's been more stuff that happens. I don't really want to focus too much on the politics stuff. Like, get tired of listening to a lot of it. The way I see it is you can go ahead and choose to go ahead and try to add value to other people. And hopefully you're doing it for the right reasons. And that's literally, to me, is to glorify God as a Christian. Like, I need to go ahead and add value to others. Like, I want to reflect Christ's love. you know, out of gratitude, and out of desire to please Him. That being said, even if you're not, even if you're just going from the selfish route, you know, and saying, oh, well, you know, what's in it for me, you could still recognize that by adding value to others, you know, the worst case is you're going to have a lot of people who probably really enjoy your company. And it might be a surprise to see how nice some of the relationships can come out of that, some of the friendships you get over the years. I think Zig Ziglar, if I remember right, was the one who I heard this one from. He said that if you go out in the world looking for friends, you'll find that they're scarce. But if you go out looking to be a friend, you'll find that they're plentiful. And I like that. That's a very good point. I think it was Zig Ziglar. I'm not sure. Might have been something with John Maxwell, but I think it was Zig Ziglar. Anyways, both really good guys to listen to. Zig Ziglar was a sales dude, bit of a motivational speaker, but he also had some very good points too. And I'm not big on motivational speakers. They don't really give you anything that you can use that's practical. You know, like I don't need a hype man by itself, you know, like all the time, you know, just to get me rah-rah'd up all the time. I need something I can do so that I can be my own hype man, right? I don't need to be relying on other people to constantly be pumping me up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's great to have that. I don't want to be completely reliant on that. So let's see. So we're loading ammo. We can watch movies, do all this other stuff. We can chat. I feel like, I don't know, there's a part of me that's like, well, if I were watching this right now, I'd probably be bored by now. Maybe. It is true. But I'm sticking to it. One take. I think I've had a couple videos where I actually ended up having to do some more than one take because, you know, like, something else would happen or whatever. I'm trying to stick to the one take thing. That's the goal. That way I'm not, you know, starting over and wasting time. You know, yeah, I want to give good quality footage for people, but at the same time, the problem is I shoot, like, do wedding highlight films and all this other stuff. So it's easy for me to become I'm a perfectionist with that stuff. So it's easy for me to want to make YouTube videos that are perfect. And the problem is, they're never really perfect. So if they're never really perfect, they never really get posted. You have to have a level of, I'm willing to not compromise, but be realistic to an extent and say, hey, would I rather have the content get out there and it be out there to start and build a habit, right? Like we're doing here. Or would I rather just keep telling myself, oh, you know, well, I didn't do a good job recording this today, or the lighting wasn't good, or didn't like the way my voice sounded, or I had to cough, or I sneezed, you know, like, and then I would go ahead and restart the whole thing, or someone walked in and said something, you know, like, get all bent out of shape, like, oh, I was on the perfect take finally, which probably wasn't anyways. So it's I don't know, this is a bit freeing, being able to go ahead and just accept the fact that if I'm doing one take, all I can do is the best I can do. So I should have planned out more to talk about here. I want to do my EDC bag. I think that'd be a fun video to put out. And I don't know, something about EDC stuff is just really interesting to me. I like being prepared. I do not like relying on others, as I said, in a lot of, like, obviously I was just talking about that with even with being hyped up. It's not fun to be relying on others because, you know, like, it's not really fair to them because then they've always got to be trying to help hype you up, or else maybe you're not I wouldn't consistently be me. And we all have our moments where we're feeling down and stuff, but constantly battling the idea, like, each year, you know, like, when stuff like that happens, you know, like, how do I push through better, quicker, so that I can make an impact on others, and also, you know, like, enjoy it. I don't want to be a downer on people's days. And I hate these mags. I really hate these mags by CMMG. They are awful to load. Awful. Thankfully, I only have 3 of those. Okay, we're almost done, folks. We're almost done. We're on the home stretch. I think we got 2 mags left. Oh, no, I lied. 3 mags. One of them's easy. One of them's an M&P 1522. So look at how much I struggled with that last one, and just like how easy it is to load ammo. On this one, it's just so much easier. Even if I don't pick up the bullets well, like I can generally 1, 2, 3, 4. That right there, we've already loaded 10 rounds on this one out of the 25. You can also get into a habit of scooping them up a certain way so that they're in your hand. So now I've got 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I watched a lot of videos on what to get early on, and that's why I've been harping so much on it, because I've had so many people asking me about what guns to get, and the ammo thing is just really tough because you really cannot find 5.56 ammo. I mean, you really can't find a lot of ammo. Look at this. This was 6 of them at one time. So you go 1, whoop, every now and then you have a problem. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I drop 1. Oh well. 6. Okay, that's it. Whoa! It's jumping. Okay, there we go. That one was a lot faster. At least seems like it. Let's see, what else? So yeah, I want to do EDC bag. I want to go ahead and go over like other stuff too. You know, like I do photography, and it'd be good to go ahead and share tips. You know, like for family get-togethers. You know, like, and even if you're out shooting and stuff, like different things you can do to get better photos with people. I'll give you a big tip right here, and this is random. Like if you got kids, nieces, nephews, whatever, and you want to get a cool shot, get down low on the ground. Like get low, like bend down on your, get down either on your knees or just crouch down and take photos up a little closer. You know, generally speaking, get close and take photos. And when you get low, the thing that's nice about it is a different perspective. You know, a lot of people are used to seeing children from down here, you know, kids from down here, like up, or not from here, but from standing up as adults. So when an adult sees children's photos, you know, like their kids or their nieces, nephews, whatever, grandchildren, they see them and it's down on their level. You have it's just not something you're used to seeing all the time, so it looks more professional, it looks better. And it's a better, I mean, it's, in my opinion, subjectively, it's better. Once again, it's subjective, but everyone I've done that with for photos, you know, people are just like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, you can do the same thing for the most part. I mean, phones these days are just amazing. I took photos the other day that people loved at July 4th up in DC. Took photos with showing a group of people, and had fireworks going off over in DC, you know, and while I can't fully expose on an iPhone 11, and we're talking the budget one too, can't fully expose for both. I mean, the budget one's the exact same as the expensive one. The only difference is the expensive one, just like $300 more, also has one more lens, so you can do two magnification, 2 optical zoom. So that's like literally the only difference in regards to the camera. So I didn't think that was necessary, considering I have a lot of camera gear. So if I want a close-up shot, I'll bring my nice cameras. If I can't get close, that is, by moving my feet. Yeah, we're on our last max. We're gonna wrap up here. I encourage anyone who hasn't read the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, to read them. I think they're very important to understand. I think it's really sad to see what's going on in the country. Like I said, I didn't want to talk politics stuff, but this is history. Like, people don't understand their history. They don't know what it is that our founding fathers did and their families to be able to give us the freedom that we have today. And people are like, oh, no big deal. But gotta stick to it. If you don't,
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out and cut that old azalea bush down so that Ash can pick it up tomorrow.
Oh yeah? Okay. If you need help with something, let me know.
Okay.
You're not using the axe or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
Just the cutters.
Okay, making sure. Gotta be careful. My grandmother, she's 95. Try not to, she likes to do a lot of things by herself, which is good. You know, like I'm not, against that. I think that's good. I think that's part of the reason she's in such great shape at 95 years old. But there's certain things we don't let her do. You know, like I told her I really don't want her using the axe anymore because while I'm at work, she'll try to I think it was a few years ago, had the axe and she's like 92 years old. She's got it up above her head, tapping in a bird feeder that she wanted to put back in a certain way. She had moved it or whatever. And, things like that, and also she's got a pacemaker. So I told her no mowing the yard. That's been a rule for a long time. But, yeah, she's amazing. And, so just gonna go cut down an azalea bush. And there's a part of me that's always like, oh, you want to do so badly, but at the same time, it's, like we've had this discussion. It's like there's things she wants to be able to do what she can do, as long as she can, and and I just try to make sure she feels comfortable being able to say, hey, are you able to help me with this? Or if I offer, generally I'm gonna offer and see if she wants, hey, if you need anything, let me know. This, that, and the other. Double check, make sure she's not using things like the axe, but I think it's the same thing with kids. It's like you don't want to. It's so easy to want to just fix things and help them and do it for them, but the problem is it doesn't allow them to grow and struggle. And then the thing is, when you get older, I think the same idea applies in a lot of ways. You don't want to take away someone's ability to do things for themselves, like prematurely. I don't think that I would ever want that forced upon me. Offering to have help, things like that, that's different. But someone to just say, oh, no, let me do that. There's times to do that. And once again, back in the day when she would want to, it's been years and years now, but mow, it's like, no, that's not a good idea. But versus something like this where she gets her little clippers and clips down a little bush that I know what she's talking about, where it's not very thick at all. I mean, it's decent size, but they're not super thick branches or anything that's going to be too strenuous. And then also I can check on her, make sure she's good. So we are done loading ammo. 300 rounds. We had a good chat. Probably a little while. Sorry. I don't know if anyone will watch this anyways. Maybe one day future generations would be like, crazy person was this great-grandfather of mine. That's me. So, sorry. Not sorry. That being said, I like keeping this. I keep my 22 in here. And then what I'll do is, now that I've loaded that one, I like to keep this thing pretty full. Not that like the idea of having all those mags is you can go to the range, you can have fun, shoot, and you don't have to worry about anything. But this right here, you can keep. This is 500 rounds, 22 long rifle. I just took 300 and popped it in there, and this is probably another 100 or so because I'd only used a little bit. But now we pour all of that fun stuff in there. Actually, you know what? I think that's 200 that was left over in here. I think it was a full 500 because I don't think I'd use. Well, no, I did use a little bit. So it was like 400-ish in there. So now we're back up probably about 600 rounds in here. It's nice. Pop this on, and then I pop it back down the bottom of my kit from my range kit. And that's it. Okay, it's been fun. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the evening. Tomorrow we'll do something a little more exciting. I think we'll do the, I'm off tomorrow, so I think we'll go ahead and delve into either my Altoid 10, the little survival 10 thing. I mean, they call it survival 10. It's not a survival 10. It's my urban stuff. And then my EDC is really my urban EDC, meaning my EDC, my everyday carry backpack, is meant for like everyday stuff. We're not talking about like a bug out bag. We're not talking about, I mean, I guess you could argue a little bit of a get home bag, but not really, because for me, I only work a few miles, maybe, I don't know how many miles, maybe 6 miles away from my house, and it's main roads, all kinds of options to get home. I know the area like back of my hand, even if I had to avoid main roads, you know, like I know all of it really well. So for me, I can get home in a couple hours, and even if I had to go way around stuff, like I can still do it in a few hours, taking my time. That being said, I've always got a rifle on me, you know, AR pistol. I've always got that. I've always got I keep a little satchel bag with 630 round mags, and I've also got my a main mag on me at all times, so I've got 210 rounds minimum at any given time. And then I've got my backpack, which has got, you know, all my basic stuff in it. So I really want to do this one. I want to do it justice, so I didn't want to just wing it and do whatever. You know, like it'll be all my normal stuff I've got in there, but I want to take my time with it, and I'm tired tonight, so I didn't want to do a really long night. Last thing, wash your hands after you finish loading ammo, or wear gloves. You can see that's a lot. 22 is really dirty. Laid up.